So we're here now to do another tier list with a bunch of Town of Salem friends and content creators here. We have Captain Niles. He is our residential rat ranked list connoisseur. We have Evie and his evolutions. London TOS. He uploads daily as well as Captain Niles. He is an incredible player and an incredible Town of Salem content creator. We have Mr. CC Dude. The CC himself stands for I Do Reddit Only.
Come on, you could have said I'm an up and comer.
He's an up and comer too. And we have Tech Wolves, our Mr. Sonic expert himself.
Hey,
How y'all doing?
doing good.
We are cooking.
We are cooking indeed. So last time myself and London did this was half a year ago. It's been half a year. This is the official tier list me and London came up with. We are both correct. If you disagree, you're wrong. And things have changed, and I wanted to get every single person's here's expertise on what they think Town of Salem numbers should be ranked where they're ranked at the moment. So we have our absolutely gold S tier, which the best of the numbers go. We have our A tier, where the good numbers go. Then we have our Pinkaboo B tier, which is where we have our B tier numbers go. We have our C tier, which is where the C tier numbers go. The D tier, where the D tier numbers go. And then we have the Flosky tier. He's staying in the Flosky tier.
You really did him dirty.
As I should. He doesn't be done dirty enough.
Fair.
So, before we begin, if you have hot takes, this is the place to put them. Hot takes, hot cakes, and everything else. Number 1.
We're talking about Town of Salem player numbers, apparently.
It's a very important tier list.
This is look. I've made some questionably stupid stuff in the past.
Oh no,
like
no, this is actually more relevant than ever, because as you can tell, in Town of Salem 1, there was one very controversial role that kept on changing, and it changed 4 times, and people called it so obscure that it was just unfathomable to people. Do you remember what role that was?
Geyser?
The Disguiser, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Disguiser.
In Town of Salem 2, in a year and a half since it came out, the roles have changed so many times, but the one thing has been static this entire time, and that's the numbers. For now.
Curtis looking at this video is like, maybe we should try letters. I think that will help nerf the apocalypse more.
Niles, where do you think number 1 ranks?
So, what are you guys talking about?
So,
well,
number
one looks
1...
like an L, so obviously F tier.
So, number 1.
It loses every game.
1 is super high targeted. 1, even though generally gets Crusader on it, 1 is for the lazy coven, the first person they click on, because it's the first option. Even though 1 is still alive currently for me, but 1 definitely has to be at the bottom. Whether you put it in F or D tier is just up to semantics.
Niles, what do you think?
Oh, I usually kill 1, to be honest.
What did I say?
To be honest, I would put it in D tier myself, because I usually leave 1 alone until, like, night 3.
And CC?
Definitely F tier.
So F or D tier? What are we thinking?
I think we can all agree F.
The first one that goes into the Flosky tier. Let's go.
Niles just said it. If Niles, the ranked master, is killing one first,
He knows something.
He knows something indeed. Let's go. All right. And now we have number 2. What do we all think?
C tier.
This is
for me.
tricky.
I feel like C or B. I agree with the C tier just because, it's still a higher number, and so VFA is still a problem for it. But I feel like a lot of people skip over 2, and because they're focused on odd numbers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, 2's, like, kind of overlooked. People don't really, like, think about, like, doing their abilities on them and whatnot, so, like, 2 kind of just goes under the radar. The only thing that 2 suffers from is just the fact that they're VFA.
Niles?
Yep.
So, like, if you're town, you want to be 2.
Yeah, I like being 2.
You like being 2? Okay, so like C, Pinkaboo, or A? What are we thinking?
Definitely Pinkaboo tier.
I agree with Peekaboo tier.
Pinkaboo tier?
Sure.
All right. Pinkaboo tier it is. I can actually get behind that. Now 3. What are we thinking?
I'm gonna say D tier because sometimes it's looked a little too much on in games I've played. Every time
I
I've been
can
3,
agree with that. From my perspective, 3 is one of those numbers that actually does okay in day 2, but day 3 and onwards, it's like people are looking at you.
like day 2 onwards, I'm always like, there's been many games where I've died on day 2. And not day 2, day 3.
All right.
Yeah, 3 is definitely a D tier number.
Niles?
Yeah, it's still in that annoying early VFA phase that we don't get into until like 5 or 6 when you've had more time.
All right, so C tier it is for the time being.
Alright.
Yeah,
I can see C.
for the record, it can go down. We are allowed to change our minds.
Sounds good.
4. What are we thinking?
S.
S tier, I agree.
I can agree with S tier, sure.
Okay, so before we're going to continue, I'm going to explain why I think 4 went up to S tier. People stopped doing the Seer 4-2 meme.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
more people. There are other options.
There are other options. Thanks to, what's his face? Pipetron. He started pushing everybody to the 115 meta, and that became the current meta.
okay.
Yeah, and that's 1 has dropped so much because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 would have been like a high D tier, but then after that, it's like, yeah, it's.
I can't put it in D tier. It's getting targeted by everybody. All right, 5. What are we thinking about 5?
5's like another like B tier.
You mean
5
Pinkaboo
was
tier?
S tier before.
Yeah, Pinkaboo tier.
Yeah, it's Pinkaboo tier. Like, it's looked upon at times, but at the same time, it's left alone for most of the game.
I can agree with that. And now we're getting to the first number of the 2 cursed numbers that we had the last time that I think changed.
F.
I'm glad you think that because I don't.
I think it went up all the way to D tier.
Seer 6-9.
Year 6-9 used to be a thing because of Executioner. But since the rework, Executioners...
I think I could argue 6 being F and 9 being D because I feel like the Executioners push 6 far more than 9.
Yeah.
Right. You want to put 6 in Flosky tier?
Yep. And then when we get to 9, 9 can raise.
Okay, Tech Wolves, you agree?
I do agree.
CC, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
And Niles, do you agree?
Agreed.
Agreed. 7.
I'm gonna be the first A tier because so I'll be honest, I've seen 7 lift the most out of the other numbers in most of the games I've played in.
Yeah, despite being in like the middle of like the list, like 7's just like people don't like mess around with that guy. Like I'm pretty sure Pipetron says like very often that 7 is like the most targeted role, but I'm pretty sure he's wrong about that.
Ooh, spicy takes. Niles, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought 10 died the most night 1, but yeah, I think 7's alright. I mean, it's literally in the middle, so we should
Niles,
probably put it in the middle to make.
in the middle. Let's go.
Yeah.
Pinkaboo or C? What do you? You're the one who you're the deciding factor, Niles.
Oh, okay. A lucky 7B.
In the
Pinkaboo.
Pinkaboo.
Pinkaboo deer.
Pinkaboo theory goes. 8. What are we thinking?
8's
8
like
has the benefit of being sandwiched between 6 and 9, and so there's less push for it. But because it's also sandwiched between 6 and 9, if like the seer is 6 or 9, they'll just switch to 8 instead.
Yeah.
yeah, 8's like a C tier role. Or
I'm
a
in agreement.
C tier number. What the fuck?
C tier roll. I agree with you.
Number
Niles?
8 is the new Ten of Salem role. I accidentally leaked it.
Yeah.
Curtis is gonna be so pissed to hear about that.
Yeah. Niles, what do you think?
Oh no, it's an infinity sign flipped over, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is true. It should go up at least 1 rank. If it was season, it can go up to Pinkaboo. B can go up to A. What do you think?
I'm in
C tier
agreement.
is kind of crowded. It should go in C.
Should go in C.
I like it going in C.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
it going in
C
C.
for crowd control.
B for ground control. Pinkaboo, you mean?
Yeah.
9. What are we thinking?
D tier.
Well,
D. We already talked about 9. 9's the D tier.
Yeah, but there's more to talk about 9 because once here's what I think. Once 6 is gone, everybody lets go of 9. Like because people won't let go of 6 if 9 is gone, but people will let go of 9. 6 is gone.
here's what I think. Like, if the executioner's targeted 6 or 9, they can still go for the 6-9 thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I did upload a
Yeah.
video on that concept recently.
Yeah, I mean, you always go after 6 first when you do 6 or 9, so it has to go 1 tier above it.
1 tier above it, the first one that goes into the D tier. Let's go. The only one here who's lonely is A.
Oh, we'll get to A eventually. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. Okay, so
Also, 10 is S tier. S tier slot to be in.
okay.
Yeah,
Like all
I'm
the
agreeing.
TPs are on you. All the TIs don't check you. Like it's just how 10 is. They're just built different.
Agree. I really checked 10 the first 3 nights.
All right, London, what do you think?
I like the idea of like 10 is definitely either the top 2. I would argue maybe more A tier, just more than anything, but I understand the idea of 10 being a very strong number to be.
All right. And Niles, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like 10. Okay. Well, maybe it's up there, but I don't think it deserves to be S tier.
Okay, so we have 2 for S, 2 for A. I'm the deciding factor, and I agree with Niles. It definitely goes into A.
Definitely high A.
It's definitely a good placement. It's definitely a good placement.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with this one.
Ooh.
So, I'm gonna be honest. 11 is usually always my go-to kill target when I'm Coven. Especially if I find out they're immune and I'm a Conjure. I always meteor them as soon as I find out they have defense. So I'm gonna go for D tier for this.
Okay, D tier. CC, what do you think?
I think 11's the solid B.
Solid B, okay. We have 1 D tier and 1 B. London?
Just to split the middle, 11 is like the definition of the average number in terms of like survivability, and you're not likely to run into VFA, but you are more likely to be targeted.
Okay. Okay, so what do you think? Pinkaboo or D tier?
I say split the middle.
Okay,
But
C
we'll see what
tier.
Niles says.
Niles?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got nothing. Just put it in C because I
Okay.
don't like it.
You don't like it.
No, I don't. I don't like the number 11.
Oh, so D tier.
Man, I can't believe
Yeah.
you're racist against the number 11.
Let's George Bush, don't look away. Anyways, I have to agree, and with Niles, I just don't like being number 11 because that there's a secret number. There's a in my from my experience, there's a secret that a lot of people like. A secret like duo number 1 and 11 that some seers like to do, and just because of that, I have to like bump it down a little bit.
Dang, I've never seen a seer do 1 and 11.
I've seen it.
Never.
I've seen
I've
a
done
few.
I've done it
I've seen
once
a few.
myself.
Like I said, not many do it, but it
It's
does
not
exist.
my go-to.
No, it's not my
It's not
go-to
my go-to.
either. All right, we're getting to a good one. Number 12.
Ooh, this one's gonna be controversial.
Yeah.
All right, let's go reverse order. Niles, what do you think?
This is a tough one. I feel like I always go on it as TP night 1 because it just seems so obvious. Like be attacked because it's like in that sweet spot. So I don't know. For me, I like the number 12. It's a very uniform number. I'd give it an A.
Okay, Niles gives it an A. London.
I was also thinking A because I don't know how many times like 12 just gets the TP if like no one calls for TPLO, like Niles was saying. And then also you're picking, if you're going to pick a larger number to attack or to check TI, you're doing 13.
Okay, so you think A2. Cece?
Yeah, I agree with Niles on A.
Mm,
You're allowed to
I
disagree.
kind of have to agree with the points the others made. Definitely an A tier roll or number, whatever.
But that's not the point nor here nor there. We have two people who said 12. They'd put in the A tier.
Okay, fine. 12's going in A tier.
Okay. And
13's going in F tier because I said I would kill it.
okay, for you it goes into F tier. I'm gonna put 12 in the A tier. Let's talk about 13. You said you'd put it in the F tier. Niles, where would you put 13?
It kind of looks like a pair of balls hanging off something, so S tier.
S tier it is.
S tier. Okay, I changed my mind. It's definitely S tier.
London?
I have to go back to Mr. CC Dude's comments on targeting, and I mentioned that I feel like 13 gets targeted more than 12, and so wherever you put it, my thoughts is 13 has to be towards the bottom, just because it's when you're looking at your bottom 5, 13 is 15, then 13 would be the targets.
Fair enough. And Tech Wolves?
Kind of an agreement because I usually target those when I'm not deciding to go randomly.
All right. So we have two people who put in the S tier because it's funny. We have two people who put it in the Flosky tier, which is, well, because they have a reason for it. And I'd say
So that means C.
And because I have to abide by everybody here, I'm going to have to put it in the bottom of D tier because that's
Brutal.
The two people who put an S just put it up that high.
Because it's funny. It looks like
It
balls.
looks like balls. All right, let's talk about 14.
I don't know. It's 14. I like C tier.
14 is C tier according to London. Okay, CC?
C.
C.
Yeah.
Wolves?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with them because it's one of the closer numbers that are gonna die.
Okay, so 3 people in C. Niles.
14's pretty good because. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm starting to think about it, and no, it's not. It's C.
It's C. I
Bad.
would have to agree.
Damn, we're all unanimous on it being C tier.
Because when you roll in as 14, you just know it's a matter of time before you either get killed, get executed, or whatever. It's not a good placement. 15.
15 F tier because reverse BFA.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about reverse VFA.
Oh yeah, reverse VFA is a thing. CC?
Definitely F.
Equwolves?
100% enough.
Then unanimous it is. It goes into the Flosky tier. Now, before we end this, are there any changes you believe that need to be made?
I can't think of anything.
I think it's good.
Okay, and before we continue, before we end this, are there any placements within the tiers themselves that you believe that need to be made, like 10 before 12 or 3 before 8 or anything like that?
Put 11 after 9.
I'm in agreement there.
Yeah, I only do that because I want to see the numbers go from lowest to highest.
No other reason.
No other reason. Mr. Bush, don't Mr. Bush, look away, Mr. Bush. All right. And do you believe that 6 belongs here or 1 belongs here?
I think you can keep 1 at the top just because so many Crusaders go on it.
True.
But yeah, that's my defense.
All right. Wolves, anything else?
Yeah, I like the placements so far, so I really don't have anything to add to it.
All right. CC?
I think 16 is S tier.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I'll add it in
16?
post.
16 doesn't get targeted.
No, it gets targeted all the time. You see it, night 1, 16 sus.
That's
People
true.
keep accusing 16 of being cursed soul though, so it's like, yeah. But still kind of S tier.
What do you mean? 16 is passed off of day 1.
Oh yeah, true.
All right. Now, jokes aside, before we leave, each one of you gets exactly 30 seconds to shout out anything they want. Niles, is there anything you want to shout out?
Oh, last night I had a dream that I won a pair of balls in the cauldron, and Digital Bandidos added it as a cosmetic that you can put on your character. Yeah, it was a pretty funny dream. I hope they do that. If you're watching, DB.
All right. London, anything you want to shout out?
First, as like a blanket, beginner's guides are supposed to be going up starting Monday. I put way too many hours in on that. Second, I want to shout out Dragon, aka Unharm. I call him Dragon, for putting this all together and putting people together. And until half a year later from now, when we decide that 3 evidently is going to be the best number, we're going to call it now.
No. We can't let the meta go that way.
Push 3 to be the best number, guys. We can do it.
But it will be when Town of Salem 3 comes out.
Ooh, spicy. Cece, anything you want to shout out?
Reddit.
You use Reddit?
All right.
Go give my posts an update. I don't know which one you would do, but yeah.
All right. And Tech Wolves, anything you want to shout out?
Check out my channel. I'm trying to get even more videos out and ensuring that people enjoy more Salem content. And check out that.
Hey.
Man, imagine plugging your channel. Couldn't be me.
No, that's my job in the end. I'm going to plug each and every one of you. Captain Niles here on YouTube. Go check him out. London TOS on YouTube. Go check him out. We have Mr. CC Dude. He's been uploading banger after banger. Go check him out. And of course, we have our residential Sonic fan, Tech Wolves. He is incredible. Go check him out. He posts incredible pirate games. I highly recommend. And yeah, that's about it.